In today's news, Willock resigns as Speaker following the request of the acting Premier. And the Queen's Baton relay is presently in the BVI. We also see the opposition members urging Premier Fahie to resign. And Turks and Caicos Islands elected officials stands in solidarity with the BVI. Well, we get to these stories when 284 News return.
Yo, everything good, Dad?
Aye. This thing got me one way, Daddy.
What you mean?
Ever since I hook up with this thing, can't eat, I can't sleep. This is the first thing I touch it when I reach home.
What you really? Hey, this ain't like you, you know.
Dad, this thing got me staying home, keeping out of trouble me.
Wow. What your name is?
Shit. I talking about my CCT life.
Don't worry about missing your favorite series, sports, news, and local programming. Come to CCT today and sign up for CCT Live to access over 80 channels. CCT Live. Bring it home.
1 month free trial turn into 5. 5 months turn into, well, you know I huff. I watching ball. I been watching football. Dad, Nickelodeon, Paw Patrol. I am hooked. Hook, I tell you.
Welcome everyone. It's Tuesday, May 3rd, 2022. I'm Kamal Haynes, coming to you live from the beautiful British Virgin Islands. Well, a happy Tuesday to one and all, and thank you so much for joining us. While we start today's newscast with the latest development from today's House of Assembly sitting, where we would have seen Speaker of the House of Assembly, Julian Willock. He has issued his resignation following a request made by the acting Premier, Dr. the Honorable Natalia Wheatley. Well, this was confirmed earlier today during the ongoing sitting of the House of Assembly, where Willock made the announcement.
This morning at 8:05, I received a telephone call from the acting Premier, Dr. the Honorable Natalia T. Wheatley. He advised me that a majority of members agreed that I should demit office. I asked the acting Premier during the telephone conversation if he was aware that I did anything wrong. He said no. I asked him if he had any knowledge that I was implicated in any aspect of the Commissioner of Inquiry's report in any way. He said no. I asked the acting Premier, to his knowledge, if I was under any active investigation on any matter of governance or misconduct while in office. He said no. So I was surprised with his proposal and message. I asked him to at least give me until the next day to offer my resignation so I can clear my office, advise my family, and speak to my attorneys. I will not diverge the other parts of our conversation on any other member of the House of Assembly.
Well, Willock also listed some of the accomplishments he achieved while at the helm of the House of Assembly, adding that a more in-depth statement on the matter will be forthcoming to the public in short order.
Of Assembly. For the past 3 years, I have conducted myself with dignity and brought much to the House of Assembly, both locally, regionally, and internationally, and have earned much respect from my other overseas colleagues, both here and in the United Kingdom. Along with the committee, we were able to relaunch the Virgin Islands Youth Parliament, and everyone was impressed with the outcome. We were able to ensure that the BVI, at any regional or international Commonwealth Parliamentary Association meetings, that the BVI sits as its own independent chapter. I can go on and on about the many accomplishments that was achieved via the different House committees, and at this juncture in particular, I want to recognize the hard work and support of the Deputy Speaker and also the clerk, both who I have enjoyed their unwavering support. I have sought legal advice on this matter, and I have agreed with the acting Premier to offer my resignation. Both honorable members and the public will hear more on this whole matter from me. I thank you, honorable members, for indulging me for that short.
Well, viewers, Willock has been the center of controversy since being appointed as the Speaker of the House of Assembly in 2019. Well, we'll bring you and keep you, the viewers, updated on this story as more comes to light. Well, moving on, viewers, where the Queen's Baton Relay, which is part of the Commonwealth Games tradition, is in the British Virgin Islands and will be here until Thursday as the territory joins in celebrations of the countdown to Birmingham 2022. But the opening ceremony to kick off the Queen's Baton Relay in the BVI was held this morning, which followed with a select number of persons taking the baton across various areas throughout Tortola. While speaking during the ceremony, His Excellency Governor John Rankin explained the historic occasion and what it means to the territory.
This relay, this baton which has arrived here on the territory, began at Buckingham Palace on the 7th of October 2021, and it's visiting all the nations and realms of the Commonwealth over a 294-day journey. The baton came to the BVI from Dominica and will go on to St. Kitts and Nevis on Thursday morning, and then up at the Commonwealth Games opening ceremony on the 28th of July. And as you've just heard, it will carry a message from Her Majesty the Queen to all the citizens of the Commonwealth. And then the games will start, and we will be able to follow the competition and follow BVI winning medals and representing us proudly. And I hope, just as we've seen the previous Commonwealth Games participate, marching past with the baton, that the young people are here today will be inspired to continue in their athletics progress so that you too can represent the BVI at the Commonwealth Games in the future.
Well, Acting Premier and Minister for Sports, Dr. the Honourable Natalia Wheatley, said he is pleased that the BVI will be participating in this year's Commonwealth Games. While he highlighted the defending 400-meter hurdles Commonwealth Games champion Kyron McMaster, adding that he expects more local athletes to medal at this year's Games.
Now, I'm certainly pleased that we will be having a Commonwealth Games in Birmingham in a few months. And I'm particularly pleased that we will have Commonwealth champions, persons like Kyron McMaster, who won the gold medal in the 400-meter hurdles at the last Commonwealth Games. Yes, that's what a clap. And in addition to him defending his title, we're looking forward to more medals at the Commonwealth Games, and we know that we will get those medals. And of course, the Commonwealth Games, I believe, and I'm sure we'll hear this from the history that will be given soon, is something that will engender a sense of friendship among the nations and territories of the Commonwealth. And I would say that, in my mind, the Commonwealth should celebrate and should champion the ideals of democracy, of good governance, of transparency, of the democratic values that we all uphold.
Meanwhile, President of the BVI Commonwealth Games Association, Mr. Ephraim Penn, spoke to the young athletes on the significance of being a part of the historic relay. Well, he said this year's baton arrival was under very unique circumstances due to the COVID-19 pandemic.
We are here under unique circumstances with the baton, in that because we are in the period of COVID, the baton came with not an accompanied group, but it came to us from Dominica. And I was with the person who brought it yesterday from Dominica, and you've heard the stories that she had to do to really get the baton here. It's truly a testament to the courage and the fortitude of the people of Dominica to get the baton across to us so they really can continue. And I hope we can do the same as we try to get the baton to St. Kitts. And as I look out on the audience, it really symbolizes the Commonwealth, and that over 75% of the population of the Commonwealth are youth. And we have in our audience all young persons. So we are here standing as a bridge for you to continue the baton for your generation and for generation to come. And we certainly hope we will do you proud.
Well, Penn also reflected on McMaster holding the 2013 Baton Relay as he encouraged the viewing athletes that one day they too can also become a Commonwealth Games champion.
As you stand here and we recognize the many athletes in our midst, I cannot forget Kyron McMaster and his accomplishment. As I said, he was a baton bearer in 2013, as you can see from the previous photos. And in 2018, he was a Commonwealth champion. So some of you here who are going to be baton bearers, who knows what your future holds. So take this as a small thing to live up to, that you have a Commonwealth champion who did exactly what you're going to do today.
Well, the Queen's Baton Relay itself holds a message from Her Majesty Queen Elizabeth II to the Commonwealth Games and its athletes. Well, Birmingham 2022 is staging its 16th official Queen's Baton Relay, an epic journey across the Commonwealth Games, with the Queen's Baton visiting all 72 of the Commonwealth nations and territories. Well, the Games are set to run from July 28th to August 8th. Well, viewers, up next, the opposition members urges Premier Andrew Fahie to resign. But this and more stories after a word from our sponsors.
The beautiful Virgin Islands, or nature's little secret as some prefer, where the weather stays warm and the drinks stay cold, where men in wigs get their lawyer bills paid by governments and governments lose planes, where walls are built and prisoners escape. You vacation where we suffer. BVI love.
You value traditions. Today. You value music. You value education. Family. I love you. Service.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Love. Life. At Popular, we're committed to you and everything our community values. For the things you value the most, count on us. Popular.
There's a reason you get up on a morning. A reason you pick yourself up, start the day. Maybe it's sheer grit. Maybe it's your ethics. Maybe it's because you know people like you are waiting. For people just like you. We all have our reasons, and for Republic Bank, that reason is you. Every little thing, every big thing. It's all about making a difference in your life. Because after 182 years, if it's one thing we're sure about, is that the difference is you. We're here to help.
Republic Bank, we're the one for you.
Well, welcome back, viewers. Well, in a recent statement during a press conference held on Sunday, May 1st, Leader of the Opposition, Honorable Marlon Penn, along with other members of Her Majesty's loyal opposition, addressed the public. While in their address to the territory, Penn issued stern words stating that Premier Andrew Fahie should resign out of respect to the people of the Virgin Islands. When he further asked Acting Premier Dr. the Honorable Natalia Whitley to prioritize the interests of the people in order to move forward. Take a look.
Fellow Virgin Islanders and residents, the Premier's detainment in the United States and the subsequent release of the Commissioner Inquiry Report have brought undesired global attention at what is the most challenging period in our territory's history. As your representatives in the House of Assembly and members of Her Majesty's loyal opposition, we have discussed with the acting Premier as early as Friday, April 29th, after charges were officially filed, regarding the government's immediate disassociation from the Premier and his actions, and that they seek to have Premier Fahie voluntarily resign, or that steps were immediately taken to have him removed as Premier of the territory of the Virgin Islands. Unfortunately, the results of those discussions have not been finalized 72 hours later. We respectfully encourage the acting Premier to prioritize the interests of the territory and to move swiftly to ensure the people of the Virgin Islands and our friends and supporters internationally by denouncing the alleged actions that have brought the reputation of the Virgin Islands into grave disrepute. We, the members of the opposition, strongly condemn the alleged actions of Premier Fahie and MD Maynard, and similarly denounce the actions of any other public official that knowingly and willfully disregarded the responsibilities with which they have been entrusted and oaths of office which they took. We urge Premier Fahie to resign out of respect for the people of the Virgin Islands and in recognition of the need of the territory to move forward. The majority of Virgin Islanders are people of integrity and respect the laws of the territory. These reprehensible actions by a distinct minority are in no way representative of the views and actions of the people of the Virgin Islands. We therefore call on any public official that knows that they may have violated the public trust to voluntarily demit office out of respect for the people of the Virgin Islands. Violators of the public trust do not enjoy our individual or collective support. Our aim now is to support actions that will ensure good governance and move swiftly to restore public confidence. The territory needs, once again, the resilience of its citizens and residents. We know that we are asking for a lot. However, those of us who love these Virgin Islands must summon the strength and truly join in unity to address the challenges ahead of all of us. God bless our beloved Virgin Islands.
Our 4th District Representative Honorable Mark Vanterpool, who has been absent from nearly all of the previous opposition press conferences, was present while he called on all members of the House of Assembly to unite as one for the betterment of the territory.
We are at the crossroad in our territory. It's a rather sad time. However, we must unite as a people, condemn what actions have taken place in recent days, particularly on Thursday, regarding the Premier and others around him. We must make clear condemnation and move forward to seek to restore the confidence of our people in the Virgin Islands so that we can move our territory forward together. I believe it's a time when all 12 members of the House of Assembly must come together, not in the spirit of politicians, but in the spirit of statesmen and women who will be only considering the welfare of the people of the territory of the Virgin Islands.
Well, meanwhile, 2nd District Representative Honorable Melvin Mitch Turnbull spoke to the shock and disappointment of the territory following the recent incident involving the Premier.
The BVI is in yet another, what seems to be, dismal state. But the one thing that I am confident and remain confident about is the tests and the trials that we have faced within this territory. With the help of Almighty God, we have been able to overcome through unity, through strength, through the resilience of our Virgin Islands people, which is the core of the fabric of the Virgin Islands. The news that occurred on Thursday in relationship to the arrest of Premier Fahie was yet another hurtful occurrence. The people of the 2nd District and wider Virgin Islands, I stand with the leader opposition, with the fellow members here in the opposition, and I also do not condone the actions of Premier Fahie. His actions to me were self-serving and has undermined the very fabric of everything that our forefathers have built, died, bled, and fought for. They are distasteful and disrespectful to the people of these Virgin Islands.
Well, also expressing his disappointment was the 3rd District Representative Honorable Julian Fraser.
As recently as 4 days ago, our only concern was to be in the United Kingdom on May 19th for a meeting with the Minister regarding the Commission of Inquiry's report. But 4 days ago, all that has changed, and we have another crisis on our hands, which is the situation with the Premier Andrew Fahie in the United States. We are saddened by what took place, the events that took place. We wished it never happened. However, things being the way they are, we have to move on. The Minister for the Overseas Territories, instead of meeting us in the United Kingdom, has come to the territory. I think she arrives today and will be here for meetings tomorrow morning. Our position on the matter is being discussed still. As we sit here, we're still talking about it, and we're hoping that we can reach a resolution with the government, as opposition and government, to be with a united front. We want to let the people know that the overarching and most important matter on the recommendations from the Commission of Inquiry remains that of direct rule by the United Kingdom government under the governor. And we must, at all costs, as people of the Virgin Islands, show that we have matured to this point. It took us 70 years to get there, and there's nothing that we should do to allow it to be taken away from us.
Well, viewers, up next, Turks and Caicos Islands elected officials stands in solidarity with the BVI. Well, we will get to that story when 284 News return.
Hello?
Wait, you had a lunch again? You don't say you were sick? What happened to our wedding rehearsal?
No, babe. I'm actually watching the news right now. Take a listen.
Topping our newscast today, UFOs seen around Tortola Pier Park.
And District 3 residents outraged over no water supply. They simply cannot bathe. These and more stories when 284 News returns.
All right, babe, just get some rest, take 2 Advil, and I'll see you later. Bye.
Okay, honey. I see you later. I love you.
It's clear to see that Coconut Lounge is a place to be, the coolest cocktail lounge in the British Virgin Islands. A lounge like no other, with welcoming, professional service, and a breathtaking ambiance. Not forgetting a diverse selection of wines, beers, and signature cocktails. Cozy, comfortable, contemporary. Coconut Lounge at Tortola Pier Park. Visit us today. Brilliant Hands and Minds tutoring services, one-on-one tutorials in math and English, intense homework assistance, academic enrichment, school projects, effective communication and public speaking development, sign language for adults and children on Saturdays only. Registered with the Virgin Islands High School Certificate Program, Brilliant Hands and Minds can help you too. Offering intense curriculum-based training to help you or your loved ones get their high school diploma. It's time to make your family's education a #1 priority. Hurry, space is limited. Brilliant Hands and Minds Learning Center. We are the trained education professionals.
The wait is over. CCT Fire is here. Experience ultra-fast downloads, seamless streaming, and even more reliable connectivity on an all-new fire-blazing super-fast CCT Fiber network. CCT Fire. Bring it home and upgrade today.
Well, welcome back, viewers, and thank you so much for sticking with us. Well, the Turks and Caicos Islands government and opposition have united to express their disapproval of the temporary suspension of the British Virgin Islands Constitution. Well, this is according to Magnetic Media of the Turks and Caicos Islands, which reported the news via their official Facebook page today. Well, it said the Premier of the Turks and Caicos Islands, Honorable Charles Washington Missick, in his capacity as President of the United Kingdom Overseas Territory Association, with the full support of their opposition, has written a letter to the United Kingdom government standing against the suspension of parts of the Constitution of the British Virgin Islands. Well, the Turks and Caicos Islands Media House also added that a possible joint letter between the elected government and the opposition offering support to the people of the British Virgin Islands is in the works. Well, the Turks and Caicos government was yet to release an official statement on the matter at the time of this broadcast. Well, viewers, that's it for today's news roundup. Be sure to follow us for daily news updates at 284media.com and like us on Facebook at 284media and 284BVI on Instagram and Twitter. I'm Kamal Haynes. Have a good evening. Bye-bye.
So you're saying I can ask this cat any question?
The cat is connected to the computer. You just type in the question, it will read his mind. There the answer comes.
You're the man! I've been looking for this for weeks.
A show poised to help guide modern-day men into 21st century distinguished gentlemen. It doesn't always involve suits and, bow ties, but raw, real-life lessons that translate to grounded, community-minded, well-rounded men. This season, I'm taking you on an entirely different journey, from chefs to dancers, philanthropists, communications specialists, and much more. I'm heading outside in the field to share the journey of some of the BVI's best and brightest men. From East End to West End, Bojangada, Jackson Lake, not forgetting Anegada. Our Virgin Islands gentlemen are doing the damn thing, and I'm so proud. Get ready to reason, reflect, and redirect. We are the movers and shakers of this generation, and we ain't afraid to show it. The Art of a Distinguished Gentleman, Season 3 by yours truly, Ron Grant, raising a generation of greatness. Is business slow, cash flow down, hosting an upcoming event? We can help. Advertise with 284 Media and take your business or event to the next level by enhancing your present marketing and messaging strategies. Allow our team of experts to create a personalized ad that sets your business apart from all the rest. This could be your business or event. So, what are you waiting for? Contact our marketing team at 284media@cctbvi.com. Advertising with us works.
Father Jesus, that line here long like church service.
Alright, do enjoy the rest of it then. Next customer line, please. Wait, hold on a second.
Yes, Sonny boy, come, yes,
Good
Sonny.
morning.
Good morning, Sonny boy. Hold on there. You must have cut fun topic.
It's okay, I'll take care of it.
What? No man, to take care of me.